Okay, so we are URANTIA book, paper 15, section 3 and paragraph 7. So it's 15.3.7. All right, so who would like to begin?
Yeah, I can go.
All right.
The Sagittarius sector and all other sectors and divisions of Orvonton are in rotation around Uversa, and some of the confusion of Urantian star observers arises out of the illusions and relative distortions produced by the following multiple revolutionary movements.
Mm-hmm.
1. The revolution of Urantia around its sun. 2. The circuit of your solar system about the nucleus of the former Andronova, Andronova Nebula. 3. The rotation of the Andronova stellar family and the associated clusters about the composite rotation gravity center of the star cloud of Nebadon. The swing of the local star cloud of Nebadon. Oh, come on. Can't get my mouth on
Nebadon.
Nebadon, yeah. And its associated creations around the Sagittarius center of their minor sector. The rotation of the 100 minor sectors, including Sagittarius, about their major sector. The whirl of the 10 major sectors, the so-called star drifts, about the Universa headquarters of Orvonton.
Uversa.
What did I say?
It sounded like Universa, but maybe you said it right.
I don't know.
I'm
The
just
move,
replacing Alison at the moment.
okay,
The corrective corp of Nebadon correctors.
That's cool. Also, am I coming through all right? Because my internet looks really low.
You're sounding really good. You're sounding great, Kevin. No problem at all.
Oops, I lost my spot. Oh, God. I'm up to 7, yeah?
15.3.14, yeah. Yes,
Number 7, yeah. The movement of Orvonton and 6 associated superuniverses around Paradise and Havona,
clockwise, counterclockwise.
the counterclockwise professional of the superuniverse space level. These multiple motions are of several orders. The space paths of your planet and your solar system are genetic, inherent in origin. The absolute counterclockwise motion of Orvonton is also genetic, inherent in the architectural plans of the master universe.
Mm.
But the intervening motions are of composite origin, being derived in part from the constitutive segmentation of matter energy into the superuniverses, and in part produced by the intelligent and purposeful action of the Paradise Force organisers.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like we've gone back to the start. All this stuff. The local universes are in closer proximity as they approach Havona. The circuits are greater in number, and there is increased superimposition layer upon layer. But farther out from the eternal centre, there are fewer and fewer systems, layers, circuits, and universes. All right, someone else.
Look at this. I showed this last time. Let me just share something. This is such a beautiful representation of the thing. You guys see that?
Yep.
Um, this is us here, Orvonton. Yeah.
I can't see anything.
You can't see anything?
No. Can you?
You're on your phone. Can you swipe it? Does it make a difference if you swipe it?
Oh, yeah, it does too.
Yeah, it should be somewhere.
Pinch for bigger. Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's so many, actually, it's really worth looking into. You just type in URANTIA book. I don't know. It's like pictures or schematics or whatever you just look up. On internet, there's just incredible amount of graphics. Some of them are exquisite, just like this one. See, this shows the Havana and then all the seven super universes, and this is us here. And it's been also explaining how it's revolving, how it's moving.
Where's us?
Oh, where is us?
Yeah.
I wanted to.
We
Yep.
are here. Can you see that cursor?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
We are here. And these are the outer circles, I think. And
So, okay.
you
So
can
let me
see
just.
arrows going, this arrow goes down, that one goes that way, that one goes this way, that one probably goes that way.
Jesus.
Mm.
What direction they rotate?
Well, this way, like a clock. But you can also
Yeah.
see here
Yeah.
within Havana, there is
Yeah.
arrow going this way, and then there is arrow going the other way.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah. Like a clock.
this whole
Yeah.
thing kind of happens here. Like these are the other circle, what do they call it? Not a lot. This I should be able to. Central. This is a central universe. This would be the billion of planets, Havana planets, or something like that. Anyway, it's just enormous. Like this whole thing is just enormous.
It's so funny how we get we get sometimes consumed by our own problems, and when you see something like this, it's
Mhm.
like
Yes.
it's kind of you have to kind of laugh, not laugh, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Cry.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, these graphs, some of them are very beautiful, and yeah, and some of the videos are also really elaborate and beautifully done, like exquisite. Um, it just helps to put it into some kind of perspective. All right, who is next? Number 4.
I can go.
All right, go. I'll have a go.
Oh, you have a go?
No, you
Okay.
have a go.
I'll have a go. Number 4. Nebulae, the ancestors of universes. While creation and universe organization remain forever under the control of the infinite creators and their associates, the whole phenomenon proceeds in accordance with an ordained technique and in conformity to the gravity laws of force, energy, and matter. But there is something of mystery associated with the universal force charge of space. Excuse me. We quite understand the organization of the material creations from the ultimatonic stage forward, but we do not fully comprehend the cosmic ancestry of the ultimations. We are confident that these ancestral forces have a paradise origin because they forever swing through the pervaded space in the exact gigantic outlines of paradise. Though non-responsive to paradise gravity, this force charge of space, the ancestor of all materialization, does always respond to the presence of neither paradise,
Mm-hmm.
being apparently circuited in and out of the nether paradise center. No, okay. Yeah.
It's great, buddy. It's great.
The paradise force organizers transmute space potency into primordial force and evolve this pre-material potential into the primary and secondary energy manifestations of physical reality. God. When this energy attains gravity responding levels, the power directors and their associates of the super-universe regime appear upon the scene and begin their never-ending manipulations designed to establish the manifold power circuits and energy channels of the universes of time and space. Thus does physical matter appear in space, and so is the stage set for the inauguration of universe organization.
Mm-hmm. Nice, huh?
Yeah. God, it's a
I know.
big plan.
Mm-hmm.
The segmentation of energy is a phenomenon which has been never been solved by the physicists of Nebadon. Their chief difficulty lies in their relative inaccessibility of the paradise force organizers.
Mm-hmm.
For the living power directors, though they are competent to deal with space energy, do not have the least conception of the origin of the energies they so skillfully and intelligently manipulate.
Wow. That's amazing, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like our scientists, they think they figuring things out to come
They,
to a conclusion that they were wrong, and then
yeah.
make a new theory just to realize that's wrong as well.
They never know what's quite going on beyond. Paradise Force organizers are nebula originators. They are able to initiate about their space presence with tremendous cyclones of force, which, when once started, can never be stopped or limited until the all-pervading forces are mobilized for the eventual appearance of the ultimatonic units of universe matter. Thus are brought into being the spiral and other nebula, the mother wheels of the direct origin suns and their varied systems. In outer space, there may be seen 10 different forms of nebula, phases of primary universe evolution, and vast energy wheels had the same origin as did those in the seven super universes. keep going.
Yeah, doing great, buddy.
Nebulae vary greatly in size and in the resulting number and aggregate mass of their stellar and planetary offspring. A sun-forming nebula just north of the borders of Orvonton, but within the superuniverse space level, has already given origin to approximately 40,000 suns.
Wow. Jesus.
And the mother wheel is still throwing off suns. Wow. The majority of which are many times the size of yours. Some of the larger nebula of outer space are giving origin to as many as 100 million suns. Nebula are not directly related to any of the administrative units, such as minor sectors or local universes. Although some local universes have been organized from the products of a single nebula, full stop. Each local universe embraces exactly 100,000th, I can't say it, part of the total energy charge of the superuniverse, irrespective of the nebula relationship. For energy is not organized by nebula, but it is universally distributed. Not all spiral nebula are engaged in sun making. Some have retained control of many of their segregated stellar offspring, and their spiral appearance is occasioned by the fact that their suns pass out of the nebula arm in close formation but return by diverse routes, thus making it easy to observe them at one point, but more difficult to see them when widely scattered on their different returning routes, farther out and away from the arm of the nebula. There are not many sun-forming nebula active in Orvonton at the present time, though Andromeda, which is outside the inhabited superuniverses, is very active. This far distant nebula is visible to the naked eye, and when you view it, pause to consider that the light you behold left those distant suns almost 1 million years ago.
No, that's wild, isn't it? I mean, this was written in 1955. Actually, it was written way before that. It was published in 1955.
Yeah. It's like they know the science that we kind of know now.
Trying to discover, with this amazing, observatory stations and things.
Two more paragraphs.
Okay, buddy.
The Milky Way galaxy is composed of vast numbers of former spiral and other nebula, and many still retain their original configuration. But as the result of internal catastrophes and external attraction, many have suffered such distortion and rearranged as to cause these enormous aggregations to appear as giant luminous masses of blazing suns, like the Magellanic Cloud. the globular type of star clusters predominates near the outer margins of Orvonton. The vast star clouds of Orvonton should be regarded as individual aggregations of matter comparable to the separate nebula observable in the space regions external to the Milky Way galaxy. Many of the so-called star clouds of space, however, consist of gaseous material only. The energy potential of these stellar gas clouds is unbelievably enormous, and some of it is taken up by nearby suns and redispatched in space as solar emanations.
Wow.
Da-da-da.
So good. Okay.
Mm.
Number 5, the origin of space bodies. The bulk of the mass contained in the suns and planets of our superuniverse originates in the nebular wheels. Very little of superuniverse mass is organized by the direct action of the power directors, as in the construction of architectural spheres, although a constantly varying quantity of matter originates in open space. As to origin, the majority of the suns, planets, and other spheres can be classified in one of the following 10 groups. Here we go. 1. Concentric contractions, rings. Not all nebulae are spiral. Many are immense nebula. Instead of splitting into a double star system or evolving as a spiral, undergoes condensation of multiple ring formation. For long periods, such a nebula appears as an enormous central sun surrounded by numerous gigantic clouds of encircling, ring-appearing formations of matter. It really ignites the imagination, huh? Like, how would you even put that into some form of pictures, you know? And how we would all have different pictures made in our mind. No?
Yeah, my mind loves, I can kind of grasp this in my mind. I'm very imaginative.
Yeah. Same here. Especially my emotional body loves this.
Yeah.
Because it engages into slightly different movement within. The how do you say that? The world stars embrace those suns, which are thrown off the great mother wheels of highly heated gases. They are not thrown off as rings, but in right and left-handed processions. World stars are also of origin in other than spiral nebulae. Gravity explosion planets. When a sun is born, I love that. When a sun is born, just that idea already, yeah? It's like, oh, when a sun is born, imagine how a sun was born.
So long ago.
Yeah. When a sun is born of a spiral or of a barred nebula, not infrequently it is thrown out of considerable distance. Such a sun is highly gaseous, and subsequently, after it has somewhat cooled and condensed, it may change to swing near some enormous mass of matter. A gigantic sun, Jesus, a gigantic sun, or a dark island of space. Such an approach may not be near enough to result in collision, but still near enough to allow the gravity pull of a greater body to start tidal convulsions in the lesser, thus initiating a series of tidal upheavals which occur simultaneously on opposite sides of convulsed sun. At their highest, these explosive eruptions produce a series of varying sized aggregations of matter, which may be projected beyond the gravity reclamation zone of the erupting sun, thus becoming stabilized in orbits of their own around one of the two bodies concerned in this episode. Later, on the larger collections of matter unite and gradually draw the smaller bodies to themselves. In this way, many of the solid planets of the lesser systems are brought into existence. Your own solar system had just such an origin. How you guys doing?
Good. A lot of information.
Beautiful, huh?
Yeah,
Mm.
some of it, your answer is so feeling, and some of it is just so scientific.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Centrifugal? How
Yep.
you say it? Planetary daughters. Enormous suns, when in certain stages of development, and if their revolutionary rate greatly accelerates, begin to throw off large quantities of matter, which may subsequently be assembled to form small worlds that continue to encircle the parent sun.
Hmm.
Why would I call it daughters? But that's also fun. 5. Gravity deficiency spheres. There is a critical limit to the size of individual stars. When a sun reaches this limit, unless it slows down in revolutionary rate, it is doomed to split. Sun, what's that? Fission?
Fission.
Fission occurs, and a new double star of this variety is born. Numerous small planets may be subsequently formed as a byproduct of this gigantic disruption. Number 6, contractual stars. In the smaller systems, the largest outer planet sometimes draws to itself its neighboring worlds, while those planets near the suns begin their terminal plunge. With your solar system, such an end would mean that the 4 inner planets would be claimed by the sun, while the majority planet, Jupiter, would be greatly enlarged by capturing the remaining worlds. Wow, that's wild. Such an end of a solar system would result in the production of two adjacent but
Adjacent to it.
thank you, unequal suns, one type of a double star formation. Such catastrophes are infrequent, except out on a fringe of the superuniverse starry aggregations. Well, aren't we pretty much on the fringe?
But I think what it says is like in millions and billions of years it's going to happen.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
going to get sun, and
yeah.
God knows when the sun stops. So
Yeah, it wouldn't be an overnight thing.
no.
7, cumulative spheres. From the vast quantity of matter circulating in space, small planets may slowly accumulate. They grow by meteoric
accretion.
and by minor collisions. In certain sectors of space, conditions favor such form of planetary birth. Many an inhabited world had such an origin. Some of the dense, dark islands are the direct result of the, say it again, accretions?
Accretions.
Accretions.
Yeah.
The transmutic energy in space. Another group of these dark islands have come into being by the accumulation of enormous quantities of cold matter, mere fragments, and meteors circulating through space. Such aggregations of matter have never been hot and, except for density, are in composition very similar to Urantia. Burnt out suns. Some of the dark islands of space are burnt out isolated suns, all available space energy having been emitted. The original unit of matter approximate full condensation, virtual complete consolidation, and it requires ages upon ages for such enormous masses of highly condensed matter to be recharged in circuits of space and thus be prepared for new cycles of universe function following a collision or some equally revivifying cosmic happening.
Yeah.
Revivifying.
Yeah, I don't know. So that means burnt out suns, they smash into each other and create more energy.
Exactly. They spark light.
So it's like, just keeps on going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Rajisabha says something very interesting. It says when an attack thought attacks the will, there is a spark, and that spark can appear as light. So when you see, I often see it when people having these like jerk emotions and thinking they are actually in light. It actually comes from this inner attack, and it appears as light.
Yeah. I get jerk emotions a lot. It just feels
yeah, but
like
it's usually it's just bouncing off like, oh my God, this is too terrifying to connect to.
Seems like resistance.
Yes, yeah, it's resistance to the will, to the feeling realm.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time because I was jerking myself.
It's funny, yesterday when we talked about the course of love, like I am part of God and God is part of me.
Yeah.
I belong to God and God belongs to me. I could feel my whole being going, oh, like I was just overwhelmed. I didn't jerk, but
No.
I was like, I stayed with it, but I was like, it was quite overwhelming.
Yes, but
Really,
still unifying. Whereas maybe in the early days you would just resist, you would go like, whoa, and
yeah,
it
yeah,
would appear that you have some phenomena going on with that looks like light, and you were just like getting so enlightened, but it's actually not.
this resistance.
It's resistance, yeah. So more
Mm,
you relax into these shocking things that appear to be so overwhelming.
mm.
You begin to embrace what appears as dark.
Because what I did have is a little feeling of acceptance of that and going, oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it was
nice. That's
amazing.
it. Yes, if you have acceptance that doesn't hit, it kind of merges together and you unite with something that you can't possibly see, but on some very subtle level, you are uniting
Mm,
with your true self, which for this density we're appearing as bodies appears like almost scary.
mm,
But once you begin to slowly befriend it and embrace it, it will embrace you also rather than reject you and creates these
mm.
sparks.
It was amazing. So,
Mhm. Number 9, collisional spheres. In those regions of thicker clustering, collisions are not uncommon. Such an astronomic readjustment,
readjust.
readjustments, readjustments is accompanied by tremendous energy charges and matter
Changes.
energy changes
Changes. Yeah.
changes and matter transmutations. Collisions involving dead suns are particularly influential in creating
Peculiarly.
Peculiarly.
peculiarly, yeah,
Any word?
in creating widespread energy fluctuations. Collisional debris often constitutes the material nucleus for the subsequent formation of planetary bodies accepted,
Adapted.
adapted to mortal habitation.
Yeah.
Wow, the sun. Wow.
Mm.
Um, architectural worlds. Number 10. These are the worlds which are built according to plans and specification for some special purpose, such as Salvington, the headquarters of your local universe, and Uversa, the seat of the seat of government of our superuniverse. These are numerous other
There, oh, sorry, there are.
Yeah, sorry about that. There are numerous other techniques for evolving suns and segregating planets, but the foregoing procedures suggest the methods whereby the vast majority of stellar systems and planetary families are brought into existence. To undertake to undertake to describe all the various techniques involved in stellar metamorphosis and planetary evolution would require the narration of almost 100 different modes of sun formation and planetary origin. As your star students scan the heavens, they will observe phenomena indicative of all these modes of stellar evolution, but they will seldom detect evidence of the formation of those small, non-luminous collections of matter which serve as inhabited planets, the most important of the vast material creations. Far out.
Wow. Non-luminous collections. That, I don't know if that's black holes, because they don't talk about black holes, which is shrinking of
Yeah.
a sun into a gulf.
Also, not all the spheres are material, so material eye cannot see them. There may be so many more different things which the eye cannot register. That's why we need this emotional intelligence and this different stimulus and different what do they call it? Yeah, stimuli or sensations that were mentioned in the chapter 14. That suddenly something opens up, and this is the revelation. Something opens up in you, and suddenly you see with something that has no eyes, and yet you see it.
So much more.
Yeah, it's so much more because we're really just seeing with very little. Like Course in Miracles says the same thing, you know, it often talks about the body's eyes cannot see anything. We're only seeing the denser aspects of creation, but the unseen realm remains unseen. That's why when we have these experiences, they're unspeakable because they don't fit into the vernacular of a human, no matter how much information you have in there.
So all this talk here is just about the physical universe.
Well, they're also suggesting there are other things that we can't, and I think, you know, talks about vast material creations, but the non-material creations, they come through these religious experiences where something within you awakens. And the awakening, once it begins, that's creation because it becomes a constant rather than like you have an awakening and now you're awake. Like, well, it's not so. It's a constant. Like there's no end to this. That's why it's eternal. And a Urantia gives us a really beautiful map to these next levels of when we begin to see with different parts of ourselves.
Wow.
And then, you know, the schools of feeling, like Righteous Soul is a school of feeling. And it really doesn't get your mental.
Not at all. No idea about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, also Course of Love is pretty much getting closer to the school of feeling than so much school of thought. Because it doesn't ask you to accumulate the data, it asks you to just let that wash over you. Which is, yeah. And then you realize that it is the effortlessness that ignites the creativity within. When you stop working hard.
It's funny, the Urantia book, because it kind of triggers my mental capacity.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
my mental wanting to know, and also the egoic mental
Yeah,
like wanting to work it out. And I think that's why I kind of got a bit sick of it. I don't want to be that person that mentally, because I know my mind mentally wants
yes.
to work everything out. So I kind of, that's why I kind of stepped away from everything. I just thought, what, I feel it was getting to be a mental
Mm.
thing.
It,
Which
it,
I don't want that part of me.
but it
And
as you evolving the as you evolving through this to the schools of feeling, you'll be able to read like I listen to this every day in my car, for example, or and or when I'm cooking, I have this playing all the time because it's so. It almost like I hear the words, but I feel the source.
yeah,
I feel the source, like it. It ignites something in me that it. It's like a little starting thing. It's like a trigger.
yeah, I can feel that. Like the, yeah.
Yeah, Alison says, I feel it is much more present now, Anthony. Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you see, and women they see differently. They see things. I keep saying that women are the awakeners because they see the part of us that we can't see. But also as men, we can see something in women that they can't see. And here is that the equality, where equality comes in, where we actually in some way depend on each other because we're the plus pole, they're the minus pole, and those together create the third, they create the
Yeah,
unity. So yeah, that's
yeah.
a compliment. When a woman tells you, you're more present, you take it, man, take it.
Thank you, but I just felt myself skip out. I went
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
non-presence. I was like,
yeah, 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 yeah. And that's the beauty of you because you so reveal yourself. Like you hide nothing. It's like, hey, I heard it and I fully lost it.
lunch.
Beautiful. You go into your vulnerability and you show what's really there rather than put out a presentation face and go like, oh yeah, of course.
Good job. Yep.
Yeah. Mm, fascinating. It's fascinating. It begins to ignite. I mean, for me, it just ignites something that it's a constant discovery, a constant revelation.
Mm.
There is so much more to us than flesh and bone and just mind on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like the heart begins to wake up to itself because it cannot function with our schools of feeling. The heart is just still just a, father and a son, kind of like, like I say. But with the feeling, with the mother, with the feeling self, it's just like nothing else.
This morning in the lesson, I was like feeling that I was meditating, and then I'm not this body, and
Mhm.
then I'm going, and I'm not this mind. This mind is transient. It changes.
Mhm.
This thinking in this mind will, in a couple of months' time, will be a different mind. Like, well, it just passes thoughts. But
Yes,
the feeling body, as you say, the mother,
yes,
kind of feels more cons- constant.
yes. More constant. It's there all the time. We're
Yeah,
just we're just so gone in our imagination. You can even take this whole book and become just kind of a complete mental diarrhea of all these informations and trying to make sense out of it. And unless the emotional intelligence or school of feelings are applied,
And that's what I felt because I've actually listened to the whole book on the talking book. I reckon at least once.
Yeah.
Um, Probably the last 8 months. Within a month ago, I just stopped listening to it because it
Hmm.
was just
Yeah.
mental.
Yeah. Well, I've been listening to it 20 years or so, and it's like it's it's doing something now that it's like, when you can't put something down, it just always comes back. And I
I,
also love going from one to another. I love sometimes having a dip into the schools of feeling through Right Use of Will, sometimes Course in Miracles. And
mm,
sometimes just that same thing, you just let it all go.
yeah,
So it integrates. Just like with music, like I play some song and then I record it and I listen to it and I go like, oh, I wouldn't play it like that again.
yeah.
On the other hand, I'm going like, whoa, how did I get to play that like that? It's like, is that me? you know?
It's like dancing. I used to be a dancer about 100 years ago, and I had a year off, and then went back to dance.
Yeah, which dance
I,
did you do?
Modern dance. I went to the New Zealand School of Dance and
Did you?
studied, yeah, modern dance.
Oh,
Long,
nice.
but after a year of not dancing, I came back and I was way better. I was just more relaxed and
That's it. It all integrates. It
yeah,
becomes part of you. Yeah. Yeah, I go to tango classes now.
cool.
Yeah, so cool, man.
Um, it's
That's
funny. I stopped dancing at 26, and for about 10 years afterwards, every night I dreamt of dancing. It was like I was living in a separate universe.
mhm.
It was every night I'd be traveling to the dance class and dancing, but I was dancing in slow motion. Like I'd be able to dance upside down from a nose sliding along the floor and then fly to the clouds. And so I was actually much better
Mhm.
with real dancing. It was really weird. It's like I created a whole nother dream state,
Yeah,
parallel universe thingy. Just
beautiful.
yeah, it was.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah, dance is amazing.
mm.
Mhm. All right, shall we leave it at that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's leave it at that. Unless Kevin wants more.
No, I'm having trouble staying awake here.
That's all right. That I remember times like that.
Okay, guys. So, thank you. I'm leaving now and see you next time.
We love you, Tonka.
Oh, I love you too, all of you.
Thank you. Night, night. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
And Alison, safe travels to Alison.
Yeah, she's sending you a heart.
Kisses, kisses.
Love
Oh,
hearts.
I see. I can. I'm very grateful. Kisses, kisses.
Ciao.
Ciao.
All right, gents, that was great. Oh yeah, my God, I haven't done this one for a while. Ding.
I've lost mine. What's
What?
going? Mine. I've lost mine because I must have the full screen and there's nothing showing up.
Uh,
Mm.
Hey Cole, I'm coming up to do some shows around your area in
are you?
3 weeks time. I'd love to come and visit.
Oh my God, absolutely. You can come and stay if you want.
Oh yeah, come and have a shower. Have
Yeah.
a
Are you gonna be traveling in your van or something?
yeah. I'll sleep in my van, but that'd be
Yeah,
great.
come. You can park in my driveway, and if you
Oh
want to, like stick to your van, and
yeah.
in 3 weeks.
Yeah. It's first week of next New South Wales next term, so it's not this week. Not yeah. I think it's 3 weeks time.
Well, keep me posted. So definitely, that would be amazing, man. We'll make a fire and throw in some potatoes and
Yeah, that'd be great.
read a
Do some,
lesson, or
do some dancing. Yeah, yeah.
or do some dancing, or mow and groan, or gossip people.
And I'm going to go and see Chantal on the way up too.
Oh my God, that's so good. Oh my God. It's
Going
so
to go.
amazing when I've met few people in my life through the we were here on a Zoom, and then next minute they walk at you, and you just go, "Oh my God!" You make
Yeah.
such an image of a person, and then they come, and it's just like completely different.
I go, oh, what a letdown.
No, it's well, it's often shock because sometimes you see people, and then they come, and like you imagine them shorter or taller, and it's just
Mm,
all completely different. Or yeah, you can smell them.
yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, awesome. That would be fantastic. Oh gosh, I'm excited.
Cool.
Got something to
Yes.
look forward to.
Say that again.
Have something to look forward to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It'd be awesome. Fantastic. How far are you going? Are you going over to Queensland or just the New?
Just to northern New South Wales. Someone wanted to show there, and I said, "Oh, I'll go up and do a show." And then they said, "I'll get you a few other shows." I've got 5 or 6 shows. First week,
Whereabouts? Like what places?
Ashtonville.
Oh yeah.
How far is that? About half an hour.
Not so far.
Yeah, and around Ashtonville. So yeah,
Wow. Yeah, that's our area right next. I mean, it's probably 25 minutes from here, I think.
yep.
30 minutes from where I am.
How far are you from the beach?
Oh, just about directly about 3 k's, but to get to the beach, I need to go through Brunswick or
Oh,
or some other entry, which is more like an 8 minutes drive,
yep.
or 8 minutes to go to the beach from here.
Cool. Alrighty, go for a swim. Definitely gonna go for a swim. Is it Can you swim there now? Is it too
Yeah,
cold or?
you can swim. There's just in the Brunswick that they put these meters on, and now you have to pay to park, and
Ah,
just doing that freaking ruined that kind of something.
Jesus, yeah,
Ruined the magic. Actually, they are rebuilding it. I don't even go there at the moment, but there are other entrances
yeah,
where you can happily go and even swim naked if you
yeah.
it's your thing. Alrighty.
All right,
Yeah, good. That was interesting. Interesting read.
yeah.
And we'll be seeing you guys on, well, I'll see Kevin on Tuesday. I don't know if you're still going to the Right You Soul or not.
Um, just when I'm
Never a
driving,
pressure. Never a
yeah,
pressure.
more about driving, and because I'm usually driving at the time, and it's okay, but I got a bit not freaked out, but I get a bit distracted.
Are you still doing shows? Or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm doing just all
it's
the time.
a bit of a term, isn't it?
Yes, end of term. Got one more week.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm teaching one more day and then I'm on holidays.
Oh, cool. So I'm back the first term next. I'm coming up
I
the first.
start I start teaching a week later anyway.
Yep.
So, all right, great. See you around. Thanks,
See you
Kevin.
soon. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks
Yep.
for staying awake, and we'll be seeing you really soon.
Oh, see you guys.
All right, darlings. Ciao.
You.